Welcome in, everyone. I'm your host, Eric, and today we're talking Raiders football. First things first, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. First thing we're going to start off with is talking about the Raiders rankings after 2 games. Each week, we're going to go through this as the season goes to see how we've progressed. Starting with the offense, we are ranked 30th in yards per game, 30th in rushing yards a game, 21st in passing yards a game, and 31st in points per game. Now, defensive rankings, we are 23rd in yards a game, 18th in passing yards a game, 27th in rushing yards a game, and 25th in points per game. Though it's early in the season, these numbers are at the bottom of the league. Things need to change, and they need to change quick. Now, next, I'm going to go over the defense to start it out. We're going to go over this last game against the Buffalo Bills. Raiders gave up 450 yards of offense to the Bills. Josh Allen was damn near perfect, going 31 of 37. James Cook had 17 carries, 123 yards, and was averaging 7.2 yards a carry. He just went beast all over our defense. It's a good thing I picked him up in one of my fantasy leagues. The Bills were 7 of 13 on third down conversions, 3 for 4 in fourth down conversions, and that Raiders defense just couldn't get off the field. Time of possession was crazy. Didn't seem like the Raiders had the ball at all. It was 40-20 basically. The Raiders' lack of offense and their lack of ability to get off on defense made it so that they didn't have the ball much at all. The worst part about all of this is the Raiders continue to lose the turnover battle. They were 0 for 3 this week, 0 for 4 on the season. They've yet to cause a turnover. No fumbles, no interceptions yet. They have to change their defense in order to make it so that they're more of a killer instinct and making things happen instead of sitting back and making sure it doesn't bend, not break attitude. That leads me to the next topic. Patrick Graham. Is he the man really for the job? Even looking back to last year, I was clamoring saying that he needed to be shown the door. I just don't see enough creativity in his blitz game matching up with that coverage in the secondary. Even in the teams we saw last night, there was multiple games, the Saints and the Steelers. If you watch what they did on defense, they were causing havoc by having different types of fronts mixed in with different types of blitzes. Their packages in those games were elite style defense. I don't think Patrick Graham has what it takes to run this Raiders defense. If this doesn't change quick, I wouldn't be surprised if Josh McDaniels shows him the door. And frankly, I wouldn't be unhappy about that whatsoever. Raiders need to either bring in a fresh, new, younger coach that can coach defense, have some creativity, or they need to bring in an older guy that's got some years behind him, known for his dominant defenses. Patrick Graham's defenses over the years, whether it be with Miami, New York, they haven't gotten any higher than 9th. And that was only one good year. The rest of the time, they've been at the bottom of the leagues. Now on to the offensive side of the ball. The Raiders came out swinging on that first drive. I thought they were going to have a great game. They methodically worked their way down the field, scoring on a screen pass to Davante Adams. I thought, though, that was going to be a making of a great game. What I loved about it most is they dinked and dunked here and there all the way down, but they still lack the ability to run the ball. They just can't seem to get Josh Jacobs rolling. He had 9 carries for -2 yards. He was the league leader last year. What has changed? In my opinion, I think it's the right side of that offensive line. I still don't think it's solidified. I'm not completely sold on the right tackle position, nor the right guard, which is the one spot they really changed. Overall, the offensive line held up great in the pass pro game. Jimmy G was never sacked this game. That's one of the bright sides to this year's team. They can definitely pass protect, but the running game has to get going soon. The play calling seemed very predictable in this game. On first down, we ran the ball. Second down, play action pass. Third down, they started mixing up their coverages with blitzes, causing pressure. They have to change this up going forward. So though I'm really hard on the defense because I'm a defensive coach myself, I will say that the offense had a lot to do with losing this game. Now, I really got two things to say about this offense that I think could help get them going. You got two guys, Trey Tucker and DeAndre Carter. Those guys, get them the ball as fast as possible in space and let their speed do the rest. Look what Miami does with Tyreek Hill. Get him the ball in space and let him work. And both those guys we know can fly down the field. Now, moving forward on this topic of Hunter Renfrow, Raiders got two things they can really do. They can work him in the short routes and keep continuing to try to get him the ball, or they could look to trade him for a defensive player. Personally, I really like Patrick Queen from the Baltimore Ravens. I think he would add a great portion to that linebacking core. If you could somehow package Hunter Renfrow and maybe a pick for him, I think that would do great. Next, I really think they got to get Michael Mayer moving in the direction they need for him to be productive as a tight end in pass catching. Right now, they're mostly just using him as a run blocker. They really need to step it up and get him the rock and let him roll. And as much as I like Zamir White, Raiders really need to get another running back that can actually run the ball. Right now, Josh Jacobs is struggling, but adding a depth to that position is key right now. They got Abdullah for third down checkdowns and screens, and he's great at doing those things, but they need another workhorse to help Jacobs get in there and run the rock. Now, one last thing to talk about, going back to the defense to finalize all this together. I understand that the defense has got a lot of new pieces. They've basically got 5 new starters on defense out of 11. They're going to take a little bit more time this season to mesh together. But I think it also comes down to the scheme that's being played. Right now, you got the rookie at corner, Bennett, and you got Marcus Peters at the other spot, both new to the team. You've got a new safety in Epps. You got Spillane at linebacker, who's new to the team. And you got a defensive end now that Chandler Jones isn't with the team currently. So I understand that it's going to take a little time for this defense to come together, but it needs to come together quick if they're going to have a successful season. Raiders basically have a stretch of 4 home games. I'm including that Charger game as a home game because we all know Raiders run LA. So they could possibly come away with 4 wins in the next 4 games. That would be epic moving forward. Being 5-1 coming out of this stretch would be great as we head on the road after that. So Raider Nation, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys also like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications. Till next time.